Hi guys, I am starting a little bit earlier today, so give it a few minutes for everybody to gather. Sophie's here, say hi. Say hi. There you go. Let's get a coffee. Yes? Come on, come on. Okay, I am getting here. Let's remove this sign. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? My coffee is here. My tools are here. Everything is here. Let me see who is here. Nico, Taiwan. Hey, South Africa. Oh my gosh, we have international continents. Thank you, Buster. That's so sweet. And Libra and Leo, I have both in me as well. Hi, Lars. Thank you so much for your comments. Faroe Island. Wow. Hi, Dion. Hi, Dean. Hello. How are you? Hi, Joanna, Claudia. And so hi Bridget, you are here as well. Oh my gosh, we have such a lovely crowd today. So guys, let me see, do I need to zoom out a little bit? Hi Black Cat. Hi Oksana. Let me just get this. Oh, it is zoomed out, so I guess it's all good. So have you guys ever had one of those days when you kind of like wake up and everything kind of goes wrong? Well, I have a week like that. Everything is going wrong. I have to reset all my pay structure on my website. It's just like I'm getting overwhelmed. And on top of that, my ear is hurting. So, hey, one of those weeks. I guess Mercury retrograde on all systems. It's just weird. Let me show you. I got this from a friend of mine. Like, he saw it in a dollar store and got a whole bunch of them for me. Isn't this kind of like the cutest thing? It's just too bad they're not sticky notes, but hey, still, it's kind of like doing this. There you go, Gypsy Twin. I actually really don't like when I'm in that mood, and I was like so looking forward to this live because you guys always put me in a good mood, and it's just like only thing, hello laddie, only thing is like that you can just type, you cannot really talk, but eventually, you know, things will get better. Internet is bad everywhere. PayPal was down, my website was down, got hacked. It was just weird. Right now, all these changes are stuff that I don't want to do. Oh, by the way, we have long weekend in Canada on Monday, so after this live, I'm literally closing the shop. And I don't know what I'll do. I might just simply lie down on the bed, but I am shutting down electronics and kind of getting better. Hi, all about Soul Samantha. I don't think I've seen that thing before. Crappy connection everywhere. I see it on yellow. That is telling me, so hopefully it will improve. So I actually did finally, I do have it for over a month. I still didn't do the checking how the cards are, and I did it this morning, and I'll be sending those, I think it's called unboxing, well, I don't really call it unboxing, sort of like checking, to everybody who is on my mailing list. So guys, if you're not on my mail list, go on my website cattarot.ca and join, because that's going to be just for those people. So let's start. Yes, Lottie, thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without my moderators like Lati, Dean, my turquoise, Barbie. It is just like amazing help that I get over there. So guys, I really appreciate you, but this is not to say that I don't appreciate everybody else. This is so nice. And Bridget is also in my school. Oh, by the way, my first group has graduated. Well, not the entire group, only 3 people. Just that's it. 3 people got their certificates. So as you can see, it is intense and it requires lots of hard work and lots of dedication. So I also am inviting everybody to join my tarot school. It turned out not to be 10 lessons. It was 12 or even 13 if I include the numerology lesson. And it is intense, but you get 2 certificates, Reiki and this, and it's starting depending on how many applications I get, either end of August or September, and I think more likely September, because I want to get out of Mercury retrograde. Thanks, Lottie. So hi Maya, hi Renata, and Renata is here all the time. So Renata, you know what, I am making you a moderator as well, because I cleared lots of moderators that I don't see recently. So let's start. General is going to be with Rider Waite, and then this is going to be this Wild West, or no, Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's start. My life path number is 11, and my expression number is 11. So my challenge number is 22. How to make money, if you really see that. So all 11s. I'm 11th sign of a zodiac. My social insurance number adds to 11. My driver's license adds to 11. It is kind of like really ridiculous. So I know, it's, trust me guys, this is not a great thing. It just like makes you, I cannot get away with anything. If I'm stopped for speeding, I'll get a ticket. It's not going to be, hey ma'am, don't do that again. It's just like, here's your ticket, kind of a thing. So funny. So let's start with fire. It is their birthdays. So I think that's easiest to organize these weeklies is to actually do whoever's sign is celebrating birthday first. So let's do that. Thanks, Lati. This is wild. Yeah, this is wild. I do have some comments about this wild. There are cards I really didn't like at all, but then when I started doing the test, the reading to see how it's going to interact with me, it was like, whoa, blew me away. It will be like extremely healing, extremely beneficial. So we will, this is the first time I'm reading this, and as I said, very soon I'll be sending email to everybody who is on my mail list, and I think I only have 700 people there, so join in. And I did promise you guys going to get this, and then I'm lazy, I'm not sending those emails, so don't think I'm going to swamp you. Kind of like his last email was like, well, what, 3 months ago, so no worries. So fire, oh my gosh, fire, Pentacles and Pentacles. You have like 9 of Pentacles, you have 3 of Pentacles, you have the Emperor, 3 of Cups, 7 of Wands, the Star, the Pentacles. Look at all these 3s, guys. If you're a woman, you'll be feeling very kind of like motherly, whether you have your own kids or you don't have kids. This is actually extremely lovely from what I see. It's it looks like the shift is happening, needing to kind of like establish some kind of like, it's kind of like weird, right? The Empress is number 3. So if you're in my school, you'll be learning this kind of stuff to see cards that are actually not on the table. No, this is not a snake. This is a rubber band. Let me just twist this. I think Safi was on a table. Let me just organize this better. There we go. No. Come on. There. Perfect. Sally, got company. Okay, have a good day. I got your email. I'll try to respond to that right after this live, Sally, and then I am checking out until Monday evening. I'm back. So Empress is a number 3. And then we have 333. So Empress is hiding in this reading, guys, over here. So this is really talking about all the aspects of the Empress, which is here next to Emperor. So you guys are kind of like trying to figure out not only how to move ahead, not only what do I need to do next, but also how do I go about that. And you got all good 3s. The bad one, the one with the sword, kind of like right through your heart, is not here. So isn't this kind of like lovely? It's kind of ability to look up and to look forward and to kind of like go in that direction. So I really feel that many of you are going to spend this week balancing your feminine and masculine, and kind of like trying to figure out how do you proceed. You might receive some kind of like opposition this week, but you're going to hold your ground. Maybe it's going to be something that is really dear to your heart, but you're going to say, hey, you know what, no, look at his face, no way, I want this and I don't care. This is like also possibly some kind of healing for some of you. For the others, it could be a total sign of hope and total sign of, hey, you know what, I am now establishing something new. I am cleaning all. To me, like this also, what kind of like sometimes I fail to say, it's also a card about healing, right? Where all this water, it can represent healing all the wounds and everything that kind of like gets stuck. Weirdly enough, I woke up today with an ear pain, and I was like, oh no, not for a long weekend. And then I kind of Googled to see about ear pain. And it said it could be simply the wax stuck in the ear channel and kind of like, or water kind of like stuck in there. And it's kind of like, this is kind of like a very simple thing. Something is getting unstuck. Something is kind of like moving ahead, moving forward. To me, of course, I love the Star and the Sun are my 2 favorite cards in the entire deck. An Ace of Pentacles, lovely beginning, which we need to clarify here because it is a seedling, but it's a good seedling. It's a seedling of something that can last. So there is a shift to something healthy because look, you're going from 9 to 1 and it's something really, really, really good there. Yeah, Richard, that's healing is going to be a big theme. Healing and how to kind of like feel grounded, how to feel back into kind of like that strong mode, right? I think as a society, and could be just me, you guys get straighten me out please here, as a society we are getting a little kind of like bombarded with a whole bunch of stuff, so we kind of have to deal with more balls coming our way. So it's continuously this like fight kind of mode, and some people react with fight, and some of them react with flight. And then on top of that, there is like this blame game. Oh, you're fleeing, or you're aggressive. So the whole thing is like we are attacking each other instead of really seeing the problem is. And that's why I'm kind of completely disconnecting. I really need that space. It's simply to kind of like slow down. My hard drive is like too hot, so it's going to burn down. Good morning, my turquoise. So let's see this Ace of Pentacles, and I already got something. Fortune. As I said, Ace of Pentacles to me is always a good news. This is about building this long term. This is about knowing that you're willing to take on any challenge and you're willing to fight for something that is kind of like dear to you. So, Leo, good morning. Tori, hello. Hello, LA. We have the sunshine, sort of. I guess it could have been, I don't see blue skies, I see kind of gray skies. It's probably a little bit overcast, but I see this tree right outside of my apartment, a huge tree. This is all green, so it kind of looks nice. So, Leo. And it's weird. This is one of those cards that I don't like in this deck. I don't think it's like well presented. Whoa, look at this. You're getting the Star. So you're getting 8 of Wands and 6 of Wands. Both of them really good cards. But as you can see in this deck, kind of like if you really didn't know the meanings, would look a bit weird. I'm still trying to figure out. I didn't read the booklet. Sometimes I don't read their booklets because I do respect the artist and what artists meant, and when I do my own deck I would hope that people respect that as well. But at the same time, like, this is really good to see if other people will interpret that. Usually 8 of Wands is about communication, and interestingly Mercury retrograde communication is going to be really the key over here. Communication, this is definitely your element. And if you really think about it, here we have the 7 in a reading, right? So there is like this motion, but not forward. Motion is backward, kind of like maybe you expected some kind of communication. Maybe you're going to reach out to someone, or somebody will reach out and it's going to be, no, I haven't changed my mind. Especially when it comes to exes, it might be just like that. And that's going to be almost like some kind of like self victory, right? And that's kind of like really, really interesting over here. Very good. And with the Star card, it is also here and reinforcing. And look at how lovely it is in this deck. I usually judge deck by how they render the Star and the Sun, and here is like really clear. Like, I mean, doesn't have all these elements. It's kind of like there is like this huge light in the darkness, and it's just like absolutely lovely. Now Leos, you also have hidden Aquarius and hidden Sagittarius over here in your reading. Also Taurus and also Cancer, just if those signs mean anything to you. So these signs in particular would probably try to knock, or you need to resolve something. The Star is also, by the way, both Empress and the Emperor don't need anybody advice. They're like sort of like completely self-sufficient, and this also could mean you kind of like reaching some clearance, some closure about the situation, and not kind of like really being worried about this. So who do we do next? Let's do Sagittarius next. Sagittarius. Hi Barbie. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. It is like so hot here. I wanted to go for a walk yesterday and I just couldn't take the courage to get out of my car. So I'm sitting in a park with a running on air conditioning. So this is crazy. Let's go home. Ooh, Sagittarius. So Father of Cups, it's the Black Swan. Then we have 4 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. So Sagittarians, and interesting, we have the Ace of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles. So this is also connecting very nicely over here in your reading, guys, right? So you guys are basically ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is like that huge planet of luck. And if you guys ever want to kind of like experience, not learn, experience, and that's what my school was about, experiencing. That's why I merged that with Reiki. So one thing is like learning all the stuff. Any fool can do that. But to really teach you, I am kind of like teaching you how to fish, not giving you fish. So it was a lots of experiencing and lots of kind of like facing your own stuff, right, over that period of time. So it was like almost like a long therapy session, but don't take it from me. I mean, I was like just sitting aside just to see how this works out, because stepping in, I'm kind of like changing the course of development. So that kind of like was my attitude, but I might change it in the future. So Jupiter, if you want to experience its hello, you want to experience Jupiter? It's like this beautiful classical piece, Jupiter, and I'm just trying to I just cannot remember what's his name, but it is classic and it's kind of like really one of the most beautiful, I think Greek or something. So thanks, Bridget. Keep reading just half of it. Hey Javi, Hi, Sophie. Hello. Hello. Are you pretty girl? Huh? Are you pretty girl? Oh, ha ha ha. Can I do the reading for Sagittarians? Are you in love with Saggies? And that was reluctant, yes. Was reluctant, yes. You're a little Leo, right? Are you? That was your card. That was your card. She's Aquarius, by the way. There you go. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. You know how I sleep, guys? This is ridiculous. My bed is a double bed. So let's say this is my bed. And on the bed, I kind of like, so let's say this is half of the bed. I sleep here. Then Sophie, she's small, but she somehow manages to stretch herself all the way. She sleeps there and next to my feet. Come on, Sophie, now you close this entirely. Come here, come here. And then Matrix sleeps here. So I'm like a little sausage, like a hot dog. I just keep spinning on a bed like whole night because it's just kind of weird. I always let cats do whatever they want to do, keep them comfort. So both of them like to feel my heartbeat. So she goes on my ankle and that's where she kind of lays her head on. And he kind of like is right next to my neck. So he can actually touch it there. So there we go. Sorry, Sagittarians. See, you're not that lucky after all. So this is really talking about, there is like some exploration. I think you are trying to heal something or you're trying to express love. There is like definite switch that's going to happen. It could be on a personal level, could be on a family level. It's definitely going to be something that is going to go in a good direction from something that kind of looked weird, and maybe there was a need for you to kind of like open up, because that Four of Pentacles always talks about kind of like feeling a little bit constrained, not kind of like really opening up to all the possibilities, or not feeling comfortable to open up. So we'll see what this is all about. And let's see Aries. Yeah, the pets, if you let them. My brother has a lab. I can't even talk because I have to have a sip of coffee. And it's 35 kilos. That's a little bit, I think like 80 pounds. So he said he had to teach her not to come to bed because she lays down on them and like the whole legs, everything, just the circulation cuts off. And it's kind of like not fun. So here we have again Three of Wands for Aries. Three of Wands for Aries. The Hangman. We have another three over here, which is also actually a part of numerology. Aries. Anything else? Aries? No. I guess Aries is going to take it. It's kind of interesting. You guys are planning to do something, but you're going to be spending time almost like dedicating yourself. This is very unusual for Aries, which is kind of coming through obviously in a reading. Very strange. There is like this planning, there is like motion where I want to go. And it could be this Mercury retrograde, cutting and stopping, because the Hangman always talks about, okay, let me, you know how this Empress has nurturing quality. What do I want? How will I take care of my, you know, close ones? Hangman having this high vibration of the Empress is really saying, wait a minute, maybe I'm not the smartest dude or smartest woman around, and let's see how others really see my actions. So literally kind of like you're doing this meditative stage and processing how this really works, because look, this is really showing as window of opportunity, and I really love those flying bats. They're like so cute. So Aries is going to kind of go into little kind of reserve mode. Maybe Aries is actually not going to start a huge communication outside. It looks like more or less it's going to be an internal process here for Aries, where for Leo it could be kind of combination, as well as for Sagittarians. And Sagittarians are more going to be connected to family, to collectives. So each of you guys, fire signs, have a little different flavor. And sorry to be jumping back and forth, but I think we should kind of like, when we stamp it, also have this kind of like review in the end. So fire, you guys going to have actually a really good week. It looks like it's going to be that time when you're trying to figure out the directive and direction in your life, and you're going to finally feel that there is like a lucky star that is guiding you. Leo is going to have the most incentive. Leo looks like is going to be able to clear some issues from the past. It could be that they are approached from something, or there is like some clean energy coming through it. Sagittarians are going to be, as you can see, completely out of their element. They will be lovey-dovey and really family oriented, which is kind of like usual and unusual for them, but there is like some kind of like new motion into kind of let's create something. And Aries is kind of like trying to really get this like 180 and 360. How does this work? Would the same method work on the other people? How do I feel? It's a sacrifice, though. It is kind of sacrificing something for the greater purpose. So I think it's all good. So that's for fire. That's for fire. You're sleepy, Letty? I actually woke up early today, but I just want to sleep. It's kind of weird. I actually want to go outside and spend time outside, but it is hard with this heat. And I was reading in the news that Europe, and I don't know if anybody here is from Europe, I know that my brother keeps complaining it's so hot. And in Croatia, they cannot have the window air conditioners that we have. They are not allowed. And I just wanted to buy something from my brother, and it's ridiculous. It's just like, for something that just covers a little space is like $500. So I don't know, like, I mean, really, what's going on? Crab Festival. I'm not so sure if I can eat it. I started to have shell food allergy, and I never tried it to see if that went away. Who is next, guys? Okay, now I'm opening the forum to you, and you have to clue in, and whoever writes, I'm going to take first 5 responses and see which element you chose. Air, water, air, air, air. Okay, one more response. One more response. Okay, air, I guess air it is. Air, 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 air had the most. Air, and there we go, King of ooh, air is going to be airy. Well, this is so far so good. Air, air, oh my god, and this is air as well. So let's see what's the rest. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and of course air is not also able to escape Mercury retrograde as shown over here. Now we have this King of Swords, Knight of Swords, so obviously, and 4 of Swords, obviously lots of air energy. The Fool, by the way, is air, not Aries, as some people say. Again, there is like this essence of having a fortitude to do something. But air is going to get tired as usual, and it's kind of like, oh my god, and I have to do that, and I have to do that. I'm just so tired. I'm dropping all the balls, and let me just go and sleep a little bit, kind of a thing. There is going to be, toward the end of the week, this kind of like memory lane and nostalgia and reminiscing stuff. It's going to be a very complex week from what I see. It could mean resolving some issues. It could mean kind of like trying to figure out a logical conclusion to something that is going on. This actually could also say give thanks to things that happened in the past, whether good or bad, because Knight of Swords tend to be kind of like really cutting through all the stuff that we have to deal with. Because if you really look at it, look at the trees on these cards. One is like solid. He's calm what he's doing, but this one is running against a really heavy wind. So the Fool card is actually a very promising card, because even though it's going to feel like step forward, step backward, eventually we're going to really figure out in retrospect that we did go forward. This is a lovely card to get. It talks about trusting, and even though that sometimes we still have to stop and smell the roses, right? It's going to be more or less looking up, refreshing, being reborn, kicking some bad habits, and realizing that maybe if out of balance, we need to kind of like take this rest, as well as given that we actually did get some Cups and Pentacles, that kind of like there is some balance that that is needed in our life. So as I told you in the beginning, I'm spending next 3 days just resting, so obviously air is going to feel in a similar way. So who is first? Who do we start first? I'm starting with Aquarius first, because usually Aquarius is always last. Let's go with Aquarius. Aquarius, and there we go. Of course it does. Mother of Swords, there we go. We have this entire family. So actually this is like really not a bad thing. Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords, and it's kind of like weird. As I was like doing this review, I was like saying, why is like a female always lesser than the highest level? But okay, I'm going to stop it now, because it's already one of those days. That card, I think it's a good thing over here. It's again talking about this rebirth, talking about that transformation into something new, ability to rebuild. Mother of Swords, or Queen of Swords, just like King of Swords and Knight of Swords, as we kind of like have pretty much the whole family. It is kind of like telling me that we are having all different aspects of some kind of like thoughts addressed over here. And then after, you know, we have all these elements on the table, we're going to realize what can stay, what can go. The Death card being extremely powerful card, right? And yes, it has the Scorpionic energy. It has kind of like this, okay, sometimes being pushed in a corner and being forced to fight for yourself. That could be even one of those. Queen of Swords always minimize things. She, you know, she doesn't have to have 26 cups if she's just using one. She's going to maybe have 2. So it's minimizing physical stuff, minimizing people, but not being bad or mean about it. It's just like kind of like, why am I expanding my energy where I have to preserve my energy? That's kind of like going to be that kind of a stuff. So all right, so let's see. When do you guys have, do you have like a long weekend in US this in August? We have it like every month, I think, one day. So the next one, who do we want to do next? Let's do Libra. Libra. I mean, like, this is all 3 signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, already showing up in this reading. So Libra. Okay. Libra. Okay. Libra. You have 4 of Pentacles, you have 7 of Cups, and 6 of Wands. Maybe you have been stubborn over something. It's kind of really interesting, like we have 2 4s and 2 6s now for you. It's in a sense repeating the message in a little bit different kind of like format. It's really telling you that there is a difference between rest and holding things tight to your chest. There is a difference between meditation and isolating people away from you. So given that you are the sign that is always measuring things, right, as we can see here, I feel this is kind of like really speaking to you in particular. I feel that you're trying to kind of like also strike this balance, but not in a regular way as usual. This is the card that talks about, again, exploring options, trying to see what is up, what is down, and sometimes we get lost in illusions. So be very careful not to go down that memory lane, because that would be kind of natural progression over there when we just get lost, when we idealize things, and it kind of like can mess our life, because you guys are actually never in balance. That's what most people don't realize. You're striving to be in constant balance, and it can be sometimes overpowering, but you will succeed. This week is going to be, hey, look at this, I'm bursting out, I'm getting out of anything. So very much like Aquarian energy over here, it's the feeling of, okay, I need to kind of like reach some kind of clarity. For you, it's going to be a little more emotional. Well, actually, this also can involve significant emotion, but it's going to be daydreaming, lots of daydreaming, lots of, you know, possibly contacts from the past. If you have children, it's going to be lots of dealing with children, but overall your week is going to be victorious. Your week is going to be lovely, and it's going to be feeling of accomplishment, doing things. And also, by the way, swords are always accomplishment. If you have to do any taxes, any kind of like work, with paperwork, accounting, catching up with stuff, sorting things out, sort of like things that require your brain, that will most likely be accomplished this week, but it's going to also make you tired. So let me just see who is next. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Oh, Chariot. That's kind of interesting. Gemini. Okay, there you go. We have all sorts now. Look at this. Mother, daughter, that will be son and a father over here. So in this deck, strength is 11, and I always think I never feel comfortable with that. I always want it the other way around. So I'm going to take it as an 8, and this is kind of like really interesting because we'll go from the 7 to 8 over here. You guys are 6, so which there is this baseline, the same thing as I said for kind of general thing. There is like this motion forward, but you guys will be demanding some answers. You'll be demanding some truth, most likely not only from the others but from yourself as well, because the Chariot has this kind of like motion forward. There is like his little Merkaba, right? And I have it here. It's my meditation tool, and when I heal people, that's kind of like my favorite crystal to have. And you're getting like into this position of strength, and you're getting into a position of trying to figure out different ways of doing this. Maybe also you might receive something that you will not know how to take. It might be information that can be that you provoke, because the Page of Swords, the Daughter of Swords as they call it here, can be a provocateur, and can be somebody who's continuously needling you. And we air signs get that way when we try to get some kind of clarity, and it's highly annoying to the other people and too bad for you, I guess. And I think it could be kind of like finally getting to that core of the answers and being able to move forward and kind of like grow from it. That's kind of like how I would see it. Well, I call it Merkaba. This is 2 tetrahedrons. As you can see, there is one up, which is like a male, and there is one down that is a female. If you heard about love and light, that's basically where the light through this tetrahedron comes to us, right? We need to know how to activate spine, so that's what I was doing for my students. They all have that Merkaba activated now. Mind you, it's level 1, and now they go into level 2 Reiki, then they'll be able to heal the others as well. So I was not making this reckless. I was kind of like making this a little bit slower. You have sometimes Reiki courses that are elsewhere that you can have all 4 levels in one day, and I just don't understand how this works without giving people kind of like deeper insight. Reiki is not hard, but it has to be really worked on. So voting, guys, what do you want to do next? We still have water and we still have earth, so just give me your suggestions. We have earth and we have water. Two more suggestions so I can make a quality decision. Earth or water, guys? Earth or water? Welcome, Gypsy Twin. Hi, Temperance Rising. Actually, I should make you earth and water. I think earth wins. Earth wins. Earth wins. There we go. Earth twins. So, earth. No, what did I say? Water or earth? Oh my gosh, I'm lost. I'm lost. Let's go back. Earth, water. Earth, water, earth, water, water. No, it was more water, so it is water first. I said earth. I'm so sorry. You can tell how my brain works today. So, okay. The very next one who actually writes water or earth, that's what's going to be. Okay, I'm going to wait for you guys to decide for me. There you go. Water. 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 Sorry, guys, to mess with you. Water. Is anybody watching the Sacha Baron Cohen, Who is America stuff? Yeah, the coffee. The coffee. The coffee. So, there you go. It is a decaf. Maybe it doesn't work properly. Water. 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 Well, that is kind of interesting over here. The Hangman is that energy, as you can see him being stuck, trying to stabilize his life, and life cannot be stabilized until a realization of what needs to be done to be part of a whole. Meaning sometimes you just cannot do stuff that you want to do because we are part of this society, family, and sometimes we have to make, you know, accommodations or sacrifices. When this is reversed, it's somebody who could be me, a victim. Oh, I did that. But like everybody's telling you, no, actually you didn't. No, you didn't. And it could actually almost like feel like being attacked, because there is like this, okay, just leave me alone. I have what I have. I know who I am. But also this energy of Four of Pentacles is like protecting this heart chakra, protecting this ability to heal, and the healing of some kind, and expansion, and trying to kind of like balance things out will be very important for water this period. This is again being able to dream, but Queen of Swords is giving this ability sort of an edge and saying, well, let's not kind of scatter energies in all directions. Let's kind of figure out. So look, this is this invitation. Come, let's kind of figure it out. But she has a sword in the other hand, kind of like kitty, kitty, kitty. You're not really that excited going toward that, right? But again, this is the clue. She's kind of like stabilizing the situation and kind of trying to figure out. So kind of like what is kind of like going on. Queen of Swords is usually a good sign when it shows up. It can talk about realization of what is really needed. So you will be narrowing down your options of some kind, and that's going to be very, very clear. So let's start. And again, this is crooked, and which way do I go? This way? I'm not sure. Why is this that way? Is this better? Or this way? It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, when I go on live, it doesn't show as it would show on my camera. So this is all kind of like tapping in the dark. I think this is probably more or less made for phones and not for computers. So let me try. So let's start with Scorpio. 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 Hi Lottie, that's going too much. This is going way too much. Okay, you might do a little Reiki at the end if you want. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Look at this weird, like what, a rat over this? Not fun, right? Scorpio. And there you have Son of Cups. Okay. You have 4 of Cups, Son of Cups, which would be Knight of Cups, and 8 of Pentacles. So you are growing out of some energies. Like, it's interesting that you're having this 4 energy, and it's again, I think you're closing yourself off from someone. Is that kind of like possible, that you are considering your options, but everything that so far has been on the table hasn't been lovely, of some kind of kind? Right? There is like a need for stabilization, and you're really craving romance and kind of like building something in a kind of like really detailed direction. Look at the spider. He's like building his net. He kind of like wants to figure out that everything is perfect, everything is symmetrical. So maybe you're kind of like paying attention to the little details, and you will kind of like evolve a little bit. I think start of the week could be a little bit kind of cloistered, and you know what, just everybody leave me alone. But then you will start being romantic and pragmatic in your choices, in kind of like your directions. So who is next? Let's go Pisces. 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 Well, a romance could come. Pisces, that would be 7 of Wands. We have 2 sevens here for you. Pisces. Whoa, Pisces, you are going to be Piscean this week. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and 5 of Pentacles. You're trying to build something, and it looks like somebody or something is preventing you, and kind of like minimizing your efforts. So it's no wonder that you're feeling this way, because you're obviously on this target of this kind of like progression. You have the energy, you have the will, but it takes 2 to tango over here. So this is going to be the week where you have to figure out if sacrifice needs to be continued. Maybe you are sacrificing yourself, and somebody says, "Oh, I did my job," and you're actually realizing they didn't. It's going to be really interesting, because you will, it might actually even be that you are not realizing that something, you're not hearing something. And I think that can really, because 7 and 5 adds to 12 over here, and this is the card that came through it. So be very cautious, because of course if you're not realizing something, you're not realizing something. So when people tell you, we usually deny it. So this is really saying that you will continue to try in spite of like evidence of something that is not working. So make sure that you ask. The swords are also words. Make sure that you hear what you're being told, and maybe even try to do things differently, because I see here feeling really guarded. Like, no, this both cards are feeling guarded. No, this is the way it is. And feeling guarded is okay, but what if we are wrong, right? What if things are not really working out, or they are not in our best interest? And that is like what is clearly saying here, that you need to kind of explore different options. So Cancer. Cancer. Oh, thank you, Dean. Appreciate that. Cancer. Oh, we have 3 cards coming through. So 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, 4 of Swords, yes, and 3 of Wands. So it's going to be probably something family oriented kind of activities. maybe it's going to be exhausting because we also have 4 over here, but it's kind of like stepping back. It's kind of like maybe being like, this is almost like Silence of the Lambs, right? When kind of how it looks. But you're going to kind of I don't know, are you spending the weekend this weekend with the family, or being like very family oriented? This is kind of like, hey, I'm the happiest when I'm surrounded with my kind of like blood people. Mind you, the family is not just the blood, family is also the family that you created. But it might be a little bit kind of like exhausting for you guys in the very end. It might be, okay, you know what, I just like really need to rest. But I really think overall it might be food, it might be celebration, it might be kind of like giving your kind of like thanks for actually having that in your life. We sometimes like we just do that for Thanksgiving, but not ordinarily, not anymore. And it's kind of like stepping back and looking at that and saying, oh my gosh, you know, like, I mean, I am really gracious for having support in my life. And support is going to be, is also some kind of like healing that you guys are doing, and it's going to be something that's going to make you feel very energized and very happy. And maybe you're trying to start something new and you maybe want help from your family, and this kind of like is indicating that the help will be there presented. And it's not, it could be even monetary help, and it could be just simply support. So you will actually be action oriented. You will be resolving this 4 and more or less realize, okay, you know what, the balance has to be here between the family, between money, between emotions. So you will be get ready set by the end of this week. So it's kind of like really, really good. So should we vote for the next element? Okay. You moved away from your beloved relatives. Same thing here. But I still have one that I love. So. Okay, so Earth. Earth. Let's see what's happening with Earth. Oh my gosh, I'm actually doing good time today. Earth. Earth. Any Canadian here? Any Canadians say yay if Canadians are there? It was kind of surprising to me because I started telling I'm in Toronto how many Canadians, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it, It looks so nice. So there you go, Tracy. Nice to see. Happy long weekend. There you go, New Brunswick. Oh my gosh, so guys, that's such a lovely island. You should guys and visit New Brunswick. So pretty. But you probably at least have a little bit colder weather than we do, being there out in the ocean with the whales. So Earth for this week, 4th to the 10th. Ooh, Earth is getting air. Earth shaking. Oh my gosh, this is lovely. Look at all these major arcanas. You have Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups, Strength, the Empress, and the Moon. So, Earth, you might be heading into some new direction. Somebody might be appearing in your life who could say, hello, would you like to date me? Would you like to go forward with me? So let me check this Ace of Cups over here. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Oh, okay, that's why Capricorn. It's like my brain is not working. I was like, why did she put corn there? And I kept thinking popcorn, and I'm thinking popcorn. And then I said, oh, Capricorn, duh. Okay, let's see. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Why is it here? Joyfulness and friend. You know what? You guys might actually go out and have time with your friends. Not necessarily in a club. It could be just like something outdoorsy. Something just meeting, and somebody might be there asking really weird questions. It could be an air sign. Gemini or Libra specifically, but it could be Taurus, Leo, or Pisces. You guys are having a really interesting reading, given that you have like these 3 cards over here. There is like going to be definitely like moving forward, Mercury retrograde or not, but moving forward, you're still at the same time closing some things. There could be some issues, like this person could be chasing you, and then vanishing, because Mercury retrograde is not necessarily the best for starting new things, but it's really good to explore. Sometimes these motions happen, and you guys are actually going to be learning quite a bit about yourself. The strength is like that kind of like inner fortitude, and the Empress is like, hey, I actually do know who I am. That's absolutely a lovely card for Earth. However, there is like a lots of hopefulness and lots of enthusiasm, and you're going to really feel that all the stars have lined up for you. But then it's going to be toward the end some kind of essence of losing the point, losing the focus, possibly being jealous, possibly being overwhelmed, maybe jumping to conclusions. So be very careful about that, because it's not the greatest card to get upright. To me, it's generally jealousy. And I'm keep thinking here, that's why you need to conquer yourself. So you need to buckle up a little bit, because this person is not a bad person, because it didn't come reversed. It's not a liar. Something is going on in the life of this person that maybe is addressing some stuff from the past, and hence things are happening. So I would just kind of like go through it for now, and not to really make some swift, overly quick decisions or quick judgments. So interestingly enough, so let's see, who do I go with first? Let's go with Virgo. Virgo, 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 Virgo. And there you go, Virgo. You have the strength reinforced over here. You have the Hierophant, which is also Earth. Could be Taurus, which is kind of interesting. And the Empress also has a Taurus. And then we have 9 of Wands reversed. You guys looks like, how do I interpret this? This kind of like can talk about marriage. I can talk about losing some trust into something, because this is not a great card to get after these 2. Maybe some of you are working on your marriage. Maybe some of you are a long-term relationship, something that is heading down the aisle kind of a thing. And then all of a sudden, well, you know what, it's still, and that's what Mercury retrograde does to you. It always sidetrack you, right? Kind of like, hello, you know, maybe there are different opportunities, and maybe losing enthusiasm about moving forward. So hence, I can see with this general kind of like reading how that can be interpreted. What the heck you want? You are kind of like, led me to believe this, and now this is happening. So it can be a little kind of like shocking thing on the receiving end. Mind you, it can go back and forth in this particular situation. It also could mean that you need to work on your marriage, because this is telling me there's like this essence of giving up. So obviously this is 9, this is 9, this is linking. Don't allow some illusions, because 4 of Cups is definitely talking about illusions. Just think about this like bubbles, you know, the kids that kind of blow these bubbles. They're not real, right? But they will reflect the entire room, entire surrounding, and they will just pop, right? That's how I always see this card. So Virgo, it's going to be modified week. You're going to start it well with huge enthusiasm, but just as I said, do not make harsh or rush judgments over there. Kind of like build your week with the strength of friends over here. It's going to be the best key. So yes, let's go. Next one. Who do I want? Let's go Taurus. 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 Huh. Four of Cups. Taurus. Taurus. Oh my gosh, we have the invitation to California. This is so lovely. So nice of you, my turquoise, to do that. Wow. Taurus. Again, it's lots of internal processing. This is kind of higher octave of the Strength card, and also we have the Hangman, which is the higher octave of Empress. So you guys have been going through something that kind of like made you feel disgusted over something, and I think you have just said, okay, oh my gosh, I just cannot deal with this. But it's just not that you're not dealing with this, you're doing lots of thinking, and the thinking happened on several levels. It was emotionally something that you really needed to get through it. So that's kind of emotions are almost like brewing underneath the entire week for both Virgo and Taurus. But you're like actively kind of like spending time to really see how this really works, to see it from the other person's eye, to maybe look at the situation differently. And you're really dedicated this entire week to yourself. It's going to be, I am on the pedestal, because the Empress also represents Taurus. She represents Venus, and that's the planet that rules you. So it's going to be actually probably a good week for you, because you'll be handling this through kind of like self-appreciation and treating yourself well, and also kind of like understanding everything around you. So why would he say that? Why would she say that? Kind of a thing. And just see, okay, wait, if I just react differently, or if I don't react at all, which kind of like this means, what would happen? There's going to be lots of withdrawn energy for you guys, and also for Virgo as well. So the healing energy is there. It's hopeful energy. It is kind of going forward. It is kind of like moving in a new direction, right? So the star and the moon, like, right, the star is just before the moon, which kind of says you need to kind of like set your goals. You need to kind of strive for them. If you have no hope, you have nothing. And then right away, of course, you're challenged. The moon kind of like puts a veil over your eyes and say, do you really believe in that? Do you really want to go? And if you say, yes, I do, then the sun shows up. So that's how it goes with life. One step forward, one step backward, and we are being challenged, even in things that we decide to do. So, and the last one is for who I didn't do, Capricorn. And this came out, and it's like this lamp, and seems to be kind of like really appropriate. Also internal processes, kind of like, hey, leave me alone. So guys, you might actually miss somebody who's coming in your life if you just keep going, you know, into this internal processes. I would still go out and spend time with your friends, because this reading is lovely. It is just like telling me that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and lots of stuff are brewing under the surface. So Capricorn, what else? Like, look, you're having this third eye opening. You are starting to understand certain things, which kind of like the moon is demanding of us to reach this clarity, like with eyes open or with eyes closed. It's kind of like really important. Clarity. And then you have Six of Cups reversed. Now somebody from the past is either on your mind or wants to come back. See, the wands here are represented with snakes, and I don't like snakes, and I like wands. So I'm really torn over here. Even though I did have one of Reiki sessions with a client where I literally had a vision of a snake entering her energy and just like came in front of me and looked at me in the eyes. And I'm snake in I think I'm snake in Chinese horoscope. This kind of like talks about definitely somebody, you might have a couple of people that you need to deal with, Capricorn. there is somebody from the past who definitely wants a second chance. But it looks like Capricorn wants to be just left alone, kind of like leave me alone. And it could be a little bit of memory lane over here. You guys are going to be hit with Mercury retrograde this week. So again, remember, friends are there to help you. But this person, if you really want, this person actually does have good intentions. This person will just is going to be sudden. That's why I think they're showing thunder, right? It's going to be sudden appearance. That this also could be something that happens in your meditation as well, that you will reach that sudden clarity over something. Because look, this is something is uprooted. This is the tree with the roots, and maybe it just simply may be understanding of some issues from the past and how that penetrated your system, how it went deep down. And now it could mean kind of like, let's put it out on the surface and let's kind of like deal with that. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So, well, that is, guys, from me. Look at me, I made it like just about an hour for all signs. So yeah, Renata, I was just about to ask, how do you guys love this deck? Because I love it because it had animals on it. And it's kind of like really interesting. I also like how this is kind of like ink, I think, painting or something. And yeah, so it really does go deep, as kind of like what my reading showed. So my dear fellows, my dear friends, thank you so much for being here with me again. My apologies to anybody who is trying to get a reply from me. I really need some time for myself. I am the Queen of Swords right now, just minimizing everything and literally just giving myself some kind of energy. So that's kind of like a thing. But other than that, everything would work out okay. So thank you guys so much. I think next week when I come back, I'm going to do twin flames, and then I'm going to do with that, but I have to check all my pay system on my site. This is kind of ridiculous, because on PayPal, when I register as Cat Tarot, but now they're saying, oh, this is your first name, last name. Well, it isn't my first, my last name. This is the name of my company, so now I have to change everything to make it work properly. So this deck name is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So if you guys are on my mailing list, you can get yourself on my mailing list. Just go on cattarot.ca, check through my site. It's going to be pop-up, or just go scroll on the bottom and just say subscribe to my mail list. Then I'm going to be sending soon my review of this deck, and I kind of like walk through every card of the deck. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful week, and please stamp, please like, and until the next time, you do know that I love you. And I'm going to play a little music, and then I'm going to kiss you goodbye until the next week. Love you.